Berlin's Jews and gays told to hide their identities in Arab neighborhoods. Berlin's police chief, Barbara Slowik, issued a chilling warning to Jews and openly gay individuals, advising them to be vigilant and to avoid Arab majority neighborhoods where hostility and anti Semitism are on the rise. Quote, there are areas of the city where, let's be honest, or like we need to be honest about this, where I would advise people who wear a kippah or are openly gay to be more careful, Slowik admitted in an interview in the Berliner Zeitung. I don't know how to pronounce anything German. Citing neighborhoods where sympathies for terrorist groups are common. Since the October 7th Hamas-Israel war, Berlin has seen a dramatic spike in anti-Semitic incidents with over 6,000 investigations this year, double previous figures. The tensions came to a head last week when a mob in the Neukölln neighborhood threatened a Jewish high school soccer team with knives and chanting "Free Palestine" and expletive effing Jews. Slowik's remarks underscore a disturbing reality in Berlin, rising hate crimes in areas that also ironically include popular gay nightlife hotspots. As global tensions mount, Israeli travelers in the diaspora are increasingly urged to conceal their identities, reflecting a growing climate of fear. Yeah, D is saying this should be embarrassing for Berlin. This should be embarrassing for all of Germany. And um I saw Twitter react to this with some dark humor. And the because this is how we have to cope with things sometimes. The dark humor is like, well, it took them about 90 years, but Germany is back at it again. I was like, oh damn.
Oh shit. Oh
Oh,
no.
oh shit. Oh fuck. Um,
Different this time with a new branding, huh?
yeah. Rebrand.
Islamic version.
Yeah, Kenny's saying true, kind of bad history vibes there. Yeah, incredibly bad vibes. So I don't even know what to say to this. I would love to hear from people in our community that are in Germany. Um, because I, only really having access to English speaking media, I don't really hear a lot about what are the reactions from the German public about this kind of thing. I want to know how Germans are reacting to this. Because I feel like if this was happening in the US, like we would be flipping our lid. I can't even believe this. And I think it speaks to the state of the culture and what I've come to expect that when I hear this news, one of the first things I think is, "Oh, well, at least she actually has the gall to say it." Because I'm so used to broadly European officials not having the balls to actually say something like this and be honest about it. So my standard is I'm like, "Wow, she's actually honest enough to say this." Um, and I'm like, "Good job." But that's such a low standard. Um, Unicorn is saying it is happening in the US and the loudest half of this nation support it. Unicorn, what are you talking about? Is there a single city where people have been advised to not be openly Jewish by their own police chief? And people have been urged to not be openly gay because of a local, first, second, third generation migrant community? I mean, if I'm wrong, let me know. But is there anything that is like as comparable coming from city officials themselves, not like a community
No,
leader, not like the leader of a
no.
synagogue or something, but like from
We have
what
problem, but not like this. We have
yeah,
many issues. Like we can point to a lot of anti-Semitism in the US, but not to this level.
yeah, and I would never deny that.
Like, yeah,
And I throw my arms up over it. I can't deal with it. But
yeah.
so
So I'm just saying there were Nazis marching in Ohio. Yeah, but we're talking about entire areas where, yeah, we are not denying, again, like Susanna said, we're not denying that there's anti-Semitism in the US, but we're talking about entire areas where you can't be a Jew, where it's unsafe to be a Jew, right? We don't have that. Like, we don't have it to the level where it's a takeover of an area or of a city or of a block. It's not like that. Even though the levels of anti-Semitism is always higher than what we like it to be, obviously. I mean, even a
Hmm.
little, like any level is too high. But again, this is in Germany is. By the way, this also somewhat proves my point, because the United States has way higher levels of free speech, and Germany has been trying to restrict these types of views with limiting free speech for a long time. And look at where US is and where Germany is. This shit doesn't work. Limiting, in fact, it might make it grow faster because it grows underground. So look at, like, the level of restrictions people want on speech to make this shit go away. Germany had those. And Germany's anti-Semitism is way higher right now than US is. If I was a Jew, I would rather be in the US than in Germany. Am I wrong on this, guys? If you're a Jew, where is it better? US is better than, I mean, the best place is Israel, but between Germany and US, I will prefer US. So
And let me
this
be
shit are
clear, I
like,
have no
yeah,
delusions about what happens in the US is completely unacceptable. I mean, I
right,
talk about that on the channel a lot, that a lot of people
yeah,
pretend like the number one victim of hate crimes, religious or ethnic, are Jews in my country. Like I hate when people quibble over that and make comparisons and false equivalencies to Islamophobia and stuff. Like I've no delusions over what's going on, the assaults that take place, the terroristic threats to local synagogues, community centers, vandalism, you know, like let me be clear. If there are American Jews that feel unsafe, I would not I would not quibble about that. I'm over that. I don't have tolerance for that.
mm,
M- Maybe I'm wrong. It doesn't seem to me that it's on this level. It's wild.
yeah. So somebody is disagreeing with me, saying, not totally true. Germany have laws that meant to be against Nazis. They did not expect the Mohammedans invasion. No, the laws are against expressing views that both Nazis and these Muslims hold. It doesn't say that if you're a Nazi you cannot say it, but if you're a Muslim you can. It's illegal for both of them to say these things. So this doesn't work. You should actually let these people to say their nonsense so that you could identify them. Okay, you need to be able to identify these fuckers. They need to expose themselves so you could use other laws to deal with this. First of all, you shouldn't have let these people in to begin with. That's the first thing you did wrong. Second, now that they're in, you need to target their children, right? So first of all, you need to remove. You should not remove their speech from them because they need to expose themselves. You need to be able to let and for society to be aware of what the fuck is happening and how bad the situation is. So you need them to say the things that they want to say, but you need to remove their ability to institutionalize. You need to remove all, shut down their mosques, shut down the charities, shut down any type of institution or organization or media. They could speak individually as an individual, but they shouldn't be able to profit from it. They shouldn't be able to build organizations around it, schools around it. And also their children should be removed from the bubble that the parents are brainwashing them in. You need to
Mhm.
make it mandatory for the government to de-radicalize their children, and there should be no way out of that. Any parent that is trying to remove their channel from being exposed to this de-radicalization, the parent should be separated from the child. These are the ways that you could fight this shit. I mean, it's already might be too little too late. However, if you wanted to do something serious, these are the things that you would do without stopping them from saying what their views are. The garbage needs to identify itself as garbage, or
Mm,
else you wouldn't be able to tackle it.
yeah, I think I don't know. We've been talking a lot recently about some of the actions that Germany has been taking recently to actually call out Islamism by its name, use the label, take actions against it specifically, take actions against specific Islamic anti-Semitism, take actions against adjusting immigration processes, refugee processes, where they have to now recognize the state of Israel. They have to pass certain qualifications on understanding Jewish life. you know, um, we talked about the motion that they passed about Islamic anti-Semitism. Was it last week or the week before? This just goes to show that all of it is completely justified. And I hope they bring down more. Um, so there was uh one comment that I wanted to highlight. Where was it? Oh, um, Unicorn, where was your comment? Talking about, yeah, I won't visit my favorite city ever, NYC, ever again. I mean, maybe someday, but I didn't feel safe even visiting family in Dallas. Used to go often, only been once since October 7th. I don't blame you because of I don't blame you. I don't blame you. The stuff that goes on in New York is insane. Um There's a part of me, I'm just being completely honest, that's very jaded, and I'm like, how much of that is just because of, the reality of living in, like, a progressively Democrat-run city in general? I'm I'm just jaded by living in cities, like, overrun with fentanyl addicts everywhere that I'm like, how much of this is, like, specific, uh targeting of community and how much of it is just these cities are substantially less safe in general for
Yeah.
everyone. I'm no, but I understand that it is legit anti-Semitism. I'm not trying to like invalidate that feeling you're going through because I 100% I get it. Because I'm just when I saw that comment, the first thing I thought is like, well, I feel significantly less safe in a lot of these cities anyways. um
Just,
There's a
I
neighborhood in
just
my
want
city
people.
that's one of my favorite to go to, and I don't go because of how filthy it's gotten, how
Mm.
dangerous it's gotten, and that's also the exact same neighborhood where you're most likely to see the most pro-Palestine, anti-Israel graffiti, vandalism all over that entire neighborhood. Like, it very conveniently coincides. Um, so I'm like, how much of it is just because our cities are less safe? I don't know.
It's
Yeah.
not. Is it some cities? I just like no, no. Before you go, I have something to say. I just want people to understand that most of the U.S. is fine. There are
Yeah.
some specific areas that are that have issues, and people who want to anti-US people, they just highlight those problem areas and try to make like all of the US is falling. Most of the US is fine. Like US is a very big place. We're talking about so many different cities. For
Yeah.
every, in San Francisco or New York, if you show me like this place is unsafe, in San Francisco you have needles everywhere, there's poop everywhere. Okay, for every example that you could show me, I could find you thousands other examples in the US where everything is fine and nobody is noticing any of that and people are safe. So just remember, these specific places or these specific events, they capture a lot of attention in the news, but most of the US is safe, most of the US is fine, and US is growing faster than other countries, and people's lives are
Yeah.
becoming better and better in the US, better than most other countries. I just want people to see that in perspective.
Yeah, no, that's true. I've just been like I said, I have to be aware of my own like biases and stuff. And one of them is
Yeah,
that I've been living in these specific cities that have decided to run themselves in the dirt with horrible policies for the past decade of
right.
my life. So I have a little bit of an attitude. Uh, but I recognize that. Um Kylie saying, Susanna, don't apologize. Obviously, you are not minimizing. No, I mean, I just want to make myself clear. Because I have so much sympathy for how threatened people in my community feel, and I take it extremely seriously. And I honestly have like, I don't know, I have a hard time like emotionally comprehending it, for lack of a better term. Like there was an incident that happened about 2, 3 weeks ago where one day I literally just had a breakdown, like sobbing over all the anti-Semitism I'm seeing. Like I couldn't, I just broke down. I can't, it tears me up.
Wow.
I just can't deal with it. And so when I'm just giving my stupid little take, I just want to, make myself clear
No,
because people will always take
your
you
takes are
in
great.
bad faith.
Your takes are not stupid or little.
No, um
Yeah.
anyways, um oh, thank you, cat lady. Even though your profile picture is a cat showing us its asshole. We still love you.
We still love you. We love you more because of that. It's cute.
um so cool. Let's go to
We had a super chat.
the no, the post the D found.
Oh, D found first. Let's do that.
Mhm.
So you want to read this? Which one? Tell me where to go.
So
This
scroll
one?
down a little bit to the
Mm.
reaction. So basically, this is a very good contention that people have with the scenario where instead of telling the public that they need to take it upon themselves to hide their identity, which is sometimes difficult or impossible for some people, this person saying, or the police can do their jobs, which is true. And the
Mm.
police still should do their job and hold themselves accountable. I think the good faith way of taking this is like, there are things that all of us can do to help protect ourselves to be proactive in preventing an attack. Um, and it's just horrific that that's the state that we're in. But I kind of think of it as like, um, we all take measures to protect ourselves. Like we lock our doors. I park my car in a safe place. As a woman, there's a lot of things I have to do to take responsibility to protect myself, to be proactive about my safety. And the police should protect me should something go wrong. Um, I don't know if I completely made myself clear there.
Yeah. In general, the society is more advanced if you as an individual have to do less, and the state is doing more. And again, if the state stops meddling in things that it has no business in, then it could do more the things that it's supposed to do. If it's not trying to run education, healthcare, regulate business, then it will have more money and more resources to do the things that it's supposed to do, like providing security. And the sign of an advanced society is where I have to do less as an individual to protect myself because the state is powerful enough to do that for me. That's the point of the state. The point of the state is not to tell me uh, this is the papers that I have to fill to run a business, or that I don't know, I cannot have this specific plate number, or because it might be offensive to somebody. The point of the state is to just make me not have to worry about my safety so I could do other things. That's the whole point of the state. Anyways.
Um, okay, scroll down a little bit. So this person said, including gays is an eyewash. No one cares about others' personal lives. What does that mean? However, the world has seen Jews celebrate the killing of oh my god. Okay. Celebrate the killing of children and women in thousands. They will get the response they deserve. Jesus Christ, the condemnation will get real and
Wow.
stark and generational across the globe. Jesus Christ. Okay, so if this is the stance we're taking of just pure collectivism, I don't think people are going to take the logical conclusion of this position particularly well. Uh mm.
This guy is justifying what's happening to this, but guy is basically justifying what's happening to Jews. They're like, hey, this is what you get
Yeah.
if what's happening in Gaza, you basically saying it's justified to go attack Jews in Berlin and make them feel unsafe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. Also, his first sentence is wrong. Nobody cares about other people's lives. You live in a different universe. I mean, Muslims do. Many Muslims do. They care about other people's personal lives. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, just because you think it's nobody cares. Oh yeah, nobody cares. Nobody is
Tons
trying
of
to
people
regulate
do.
that. There's no homophobic people just do not exist. I mean, this guy is an idiot. So and then,
Yeah.
but the
Oh,
second
basically,
part
you're
is,
only including gays in this sentence to like, you know,
yeah,
what's the word I'm looking for? Like shoehorn in this topic to like, make it seem like that it's about something that it's not. You're like, okay, okay, buddy guy. Um,
the world has
okay,
seen
and then is
Jews
there any
celebrate.
more?
By
Do
the
we
way,
scroll down?
look at this. This post is also anti-Palestinian. Okay, anti-Arab and anti-Muslim as well, because it said the world has seen the Jews celebrate killing of children and women in thousands. They will get the response they deserve. Do you know this standard? If you apply this, well, we have seen some Palestinians, not all, some Arabs, not all, some Muslims, not all, celebrate the death of Jewish children on October 7th. If I say, well, they will get the response they deserve. Guys, this is not just people don't understand. They think that they're supporting a side. These are the worst for their so called side because these arguments will justify just blanketly just coming up with supporting killing Arabs, killing Muslims, killing Palestinians. That's what this attitude would lead to if you actually agree with this. Anyways. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted. You forgot to unmute.
Oops, I'm muted. Please scroll.
Oh, scroll. This one.
Um, yeah, and this is a good. I liked this. Why are Western governments giving into these threats instead of standing up to them and imposing their values and rule of law? These people came here from another place. We do not have to change our lives to accommodate them. We need to turn this around. And that's why I
Yes.
wanted to hear commentary from any Germans in our community because that's what I want to hear about. What is the reaction from the public about turning this around? I know how seriously Germans take anti-Semitism, and I'd be really curious to learn about more growing public awareness about this, new generation of Islamic anti-Semitism that's come into the country and what are the popular demands for addressing this and being specific and not quibbling about politically correct language and if it's nice to say something or not or polite da 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 and just being honest and tackling it head on um
Should
because
bring in the army.
like where is the outrage? But I'm not in the German speaking sphere, so I can't see it as easily.
And also, if I was, the head of state, I would, if the police doesn't have the resources to provide security, as the state, I have to do everything possible to do my one freaking job, which is provide security. So if the police is not enough, I will bring in the freaking army if I was in charge. Like, oh, the police doesn't have the resources, people are unsafe here, and the police can't do anything about it. Well, we'll bring in the army until we get this to a point where the police is enough. That's what I would do. Oh, that was the last
Um, okay. Wait, sorry, I just saw that you pulled up some you started one of the super chats and this it's hilarious. Mojab search history. I think this no, this has to be a troll because their profile picture is a golden shower.
one.
And they said
Yeah.
y'all are intellectually molested by Zios. And I almost took this seriously, and then I realized you're trolling because the picture.
Can't.
First of all, how dare you? Um, uh, yeah, Sarah is saying, I don't understand how authorities have no control over this. Like, Germany isn't Haiti, it's not run by gangs. Is it just that people are too afraid to say something that's uncomfortable? Like, or are people starting to wake up? I need to know. Germans, please tell me what's up.
Mm.
Charles is saying, "Hey, Armin and Susie, there's an Atheist Republic profile on Blue Sky. Is that actually you? Armin, did you create one?"
Somebody created this for us, and they asked me if I want it, and I said, "Sure, yeah." I don't know,
Oh,
guys.
okay.
Should we be on Blue Sky? I mean, I mean, we're already in more places that I can manage. Let us know if you think we should be on Blue Sky. I mean, I think Twitter is fine.
Yeah.
X. Yeah. Let us know if you guys should think we need to be active on Blue Sky. I think X is fine. I don't
Mhm.
think like X has fallen or anything like that that people are saying. Honestly, this might be controversial for our audience. Let me know. I think X might be. I know there's a lot of bullshit in X right now, but I like it better when everything goes. I mean, it's my responsibility to deal with fact checking. I don't need Twitter. I don't need the moderators to fact check things for me. There's a lot of unconfirmed like bullshit conspiracies on X right now, but I'm fine with that because I have my own filters. I could deal with it. I like X better right now. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I have tuned, the algorithm to give me a proper diet of right-wing slop so I can see the absolute bullshit that is flowing. Because I need to keep my eye on to the streets, okay?
It's
I need to
yes,
keep my
I know.
ear I need to be abreast of all the right-wing slop.
Yes, yes, and we need to, guys. Sometimes we are dealing so much with woke nonsense and Marxist nonsense that we forget that there's a lot of right-leaning nonsense as well,
Oh, I
and we
don't
need
forget.
them to. Oh yeah, but you don't. I know you don't forget, but I'm just saying that we need them not to be censored on social media, so that we can see that they're freaking there. One reason why we're seeing a lot of woke nonsense, but a lot of right-leaning nonsense, because social media has been tolerant towards woke nonsense, and they have been removing right-leaning nonsense. So it seems like, oh my god, the crazies are only coming from the left, but there's also a shitload of crazies on the right, and we haven't been seeing them because they constantly get censored. I want them to be there so we could see them.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, like, you go on Twitter and it's like, what type of racism is being served up this week? Oh, I see. This is
Right.
You're like,
Yes, yes.
I'm not exactly sure why, but it seems that people have it out for this community this week. Okay.
Yeah. By the
So
way, sorry
insane.
saying I don't forget, and I'm right wing mostly. Yes, guys. When we say right wing lunacy or left wing lunacy, we're not like generalizing to all right leaning people or left leaning people. Okay, so I have both right leaning views and left leaning views. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with being right leaning. We're talking about the far right people, not all of right people.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Um okay,
and by
so
far right, we don't mean people who are concerned about Islam or immigration. Okay, we're by far right. We're actually be talking about the genuine racist people, not people who get labeled as racist just because they're concerned about mass migration. Okay, we're
yeah.
talking about racist people, homophobic people, transphobic people, and misogynist people. Do you know who makes the most amazing, gorgeous, and other adjectives that I can't use here on YouTube, blasphemous art ever? We do! And for some reason, we are giving it away for free. Download them now using the link in the description before we change our mind.